Hi, welcome to Stuff with Hal Baum. I'm not Hal Baum, and I'm here with not Hal Baum.
Hi.
And we are going to be talking about Hal Baum. We have been for a little bit. And I'm going to go ahead and put 5 minutes on the clock. Hal Baum. I'm sorry, my...
He's a great guy.
Yeah, okay. He is a really great guy. So we were talking about, you do improv with him.
Yep.
Yes. And so you're new to the improv team. How did Hal Baum make you feel?
Well, I've been doing improv with Drop-In Science since about 2013?
2013?
Yeah.
Last year. So,
Well, yeah.
Since last year when you started, because it was only last year,
I
how
think
has...
it was 2013.
How has... Yeah, right. Last year. Because it's 2014.
That was first improv.
How did Hal make you feel welcome?
He made me feel welcome by, his stature.
His stature.
He's very open physically.
Okay.
And that's, before I even talked to him, I was ready.
Alright.
He presented himself vulnerable. He wasn't peacocking at me.
Okay. That's legitimate. He's just not a very flashy person.
No. Also, he doesn't dress flashy.
He doesn't dress flashy at all. Although...
And I like that.
Yeah, no, that's a good thing. It doesn't call unnecessary attention to himself. What are some memories you have being on the team with Hal?
The first memory that comes to mind of seeing his penis is when we were at CIT when there was an announcement being made in front of an entire theater full of people.
Right.
And the announcer was saying, oh my gosh, we have X amount of views, and this is very exciting. This year is going to be even more enumerated, and this is exciting news for the entire organization.
Okay.
And then there was an applause break where no applause happened, but the break was left there by the orator, and Hal burped very loudly. And while he was burping, he said the word "arf,"
which is for those listening, it's a classic Hal move.
He burped and barked like a dog at the same time in a quiet theater during what was meant to be an applause break.
So spontaneous,
and
funny. A little bit rude.
Extremely rude. But this is the thing about Hal, is he's exactly right to do that.
He is.
Because the announcement was made, an applause break was left to be had, and nobody applauded, and Hal called attention to that by burping and barking like a dog.
I think at the very least his humor is considered absurdist.
Everybody laughed. And it's hardly absurdist. It's absurdist in one regard that you don't see it.
He burped and barked like a dog.
That was absurd, for sure. But, per any underpinnings of an absurdist film, if you look back at things, if you look back at...
And boring.
If you look back at Italian neorealism,
boring.
Or even the German expressionism, you're going to see a lot of things coming out, circa World War I,
that are boring.
Post-World War I, where people they don't know how to react to the atrocities that they're seeing. It's the first time this has ever happened on a global scale.
Okay.
And Hal...
And I took the same classes you did.
No, you didn't, though, because you didn't. And Hal, he offers that same kind of...
But then you look at videos like Grey Car, Blue Car.
What?
His videos like Grey Car, Blue Car. Have you not seen Grey Car, Blue Car?
No, I was making a point.
I know you were making a point, but it was really boring. And I was getting
it wasn't. It was getting to it. But what I was getting to is that Hal... It seems it's absurdist on face value. It is funny. It's burping and barking at the same time at an appropriate moment, kind of taking that opportunity and seizing it to snipe down somebody while they're
a little mean-spirited. Yeah.
But it was a good point because he's calling out a truth of the matter. He's calling to attention what the public needs to see. He's not turning a blind eye.
Okay.
Yeah. So there is underpinnings of, you know, socio-political.
So maybe it's not part of the absurdist movement, but it certainly was bizarre.
Well, no, if you look at even like the Dada movement, they had a lot of things. You know, you may go in there and you may see people screaming, or they may not even show up. The famous show that they and to the show, but people buy tickets.
Yeah.
So the thing is that they still that is.
And thank you. That is the stuff with Hal Baum. I'm not Hal Baum, and this is not Hal Baum.
But I think what we're really not talking about is this.
And the final part of this episode will be said over the beeper.
Yeah, it's kind of a solipsistic attitude that Hal does not subscribe by. Right. Self-aggrandizing nature.
So
our artist movement
like
that
stuff
can't happen today.
with Hal Baum on Facebook because it's on Facebook and you can like it.
It is on Facebook.
Add Hal on Facebook. Add his evil twin Cal Baum on Facebook.
I need the self-beacon.
Okay. And I think that's it.
Definitely.
Thank you for listening. Hopefully you didn't figure out who we are in the course of this podcast.
But I did.
But considering that nobody listens to stuff with Hal Baum except for Hal Baum's friends, not including us because we've seen 3 episodes each, you probably know who we are. Let's be real. And if if you're Hal Baum and you're listening to this,
you definitely know who
I'm terribly, terribly sorry. I was gonna go out on that, but my phone wasn't unlocked, and
pussy.
You got a best friend, don't know how. You got a best friend now. You got a best friend, don't know how. You got a best friend now. You can take him out for drinks, and if it stinks, makes you think, maybe, baby, I love you more. But I gotta have some friends when you're gone for to hear me cry, don't I?